Hi everyone, welcome back to EcommerceSuccess by Ad360. Today I'm going to review the news of Elon Musk buying Twitter, taking the company private. We're going to see what this means. We're going to review the press release from Twitter and the comments from Elon Musk, as well as from Jack Dorsey, the founder of the company and former CEO. We're going to see which direction they're most likely to take with Twitter and try and guess what are some of the new features that Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey have talked about. And this involves marketing, advertising, algorithms, e-commerce, maybe blockchain technology. So that's super interesting. Let's try and see what the future holds for Twitter. Before we do that, please like the video, comment below, share your thoughts about if this is a good news for Twitter. What's your thought process about where Twitter is going? What are the new features? What is Elon Musk going to change about the company? So I'd love to get your feedback and your opinion on the matter. This video is brought to you by Ad360. Ad360 is the easiest way to start advertising online on millions of websites and mobile apps in just one button. It's the easiest way ever to start advertising, even if you have no creative, no materials, and no previous experience or technical skills. So if you want to learn more, I will tell you more at the end of the video. Okay, let's jump into the content. So this is the press release from Twitter that announces that Elon Musk is going to acquire the company for a value of about $44 billion. And but what's most interesting to me is the comment from Musk, which is included here in the press release. And so Elon Musk says free speech is a bedrock of a functioning democracy. Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated. And then he says he wants to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the product with new features. And we're going to discuss what these could potentially be. Making the algorithms open source to increase trust, defeating spam bots, and authenticating all humans. Twitter has tremendous potential and he wants to work with the company and the community of users to unlock it. So these are bold, powerful statements and also very interesting because they start to paint a potential portrait of what Twitter could look like in the future. And these are super important and critical questions, like the spam on the platform and authenticating people. I think this is going to help fight, fake accounts and bots and fake news. But at the same time, maybe you still want to preserve some kind of anonymity or at least pseudonymous activity so that whistleblowers or people living in countries that are not democracies, they're not putting their lives at risk if they talk out, if they speak up, if they share some problems. So, there's a balance to be found, but that's super interesting. And I'm so looking forward to seeing what they're going to do about that. Maybe they're going to use some kind of blockchain technology to be able to identify and authenticate accounts and link them to people without revealing their identity necessarily. But that's super interesting to see. And making the algorithms open source to increase trust. I think this also relates to the problem of the bubbles and which content is being recommended and why, and so these are super interesting questions. But today I want to discuss most the new features, so something that hasn't been announced, and I link that to the announcement from Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey is the co-founder and used to be a CEO of Twitter, and so he validates and endorses this takeover by Elon Musk. So he's taking the company private, meaning you won't be able to buy shares publicly on the stock markets of Twitter anymore. There won't be as much scrutiny, and maybe this gives the team some time to think and experiment and see where they want to go in terms of direction. What struck me really was this comment from Jack Dorsey. So he says that Twitter is, for him, it's closer to a global consciousness and a public good than it really is a company. And Twitter as a company has always been my sole issue. That's Jack Dorsey saying that, and my biggest regret. So he regrets making this a company, a for-profit company that has to make money and has to introduce some products to do so. And then he talks specifically about the company being owned for very long by Wall Street and by the ad model. And that's super interesting, especially now. There are a lot of discussions around ads and ad models. And for example, Netflix thinking of introducing ads, whereas for the longest time, Reed Hastings said he wouldn't introduce ads in Netflix. So that's super interesting. And so where do you think that Elon Musk, with the support of Jack Dorsey and the Twitter team, are going to take the company? Are they going to reduce the amount of ads on the platform? Are ads a problem at all? I'm not so sure. Are they going to experiment with more products to diversify the sources of revenue, like the Twitter Blue subscription model? Are they going to make more of a platform owned by its users and taking commissions on maybe purchases on e-commerce transactions from the social network? That's actually an hypothesis I talked about in my previous video on this topic. I made a video a couple of weeks ago where I said that I think Shopify could have considered buying Twitter, or at least considered a very strong partnership and strong relationship to integrate Shopify with Twitter, because I think personally the future lies in social commerce and integrating more deeply e-commerce and businesses and social networks like Twitter. And so there could be a bunch of features to be able to sell your products or sell your services directly on Twitter. If you're a figure of authority on Twitter, you have a community, you have a lot of people following you, looking at you for advice, for direction, for professional services, for advice on products, it might make sense to have a deeper integration connection of e-commerce features within the platform. And I think ads are always going to be a key business model for the company, because there are so many different things. Like, you need a way to make things stand out, and nowadays with ads you have a good way to promote the product towards a specific audience. So I think the problem with ads sometimes is it's not as targeted as it should be, and you're showing ads. I use as a joke frequently. I say, too many companies are trying to sell shampoo to bald guys, right? And the problem with ads is more like it's not targeted enough, and we need to create platforms and tools and models where it's easier to show ads to people that are actually going to enjoy these ads, that are going to care for the value proposition and the products that are being sold on the ad. And so we need more ads products and not less of them, I think. That's just my 2 cents. But this is super interesting. There are many ways this could go. So I really look forward to getting your opinion and thoughts in the comments below. Tell us where you think Twitter is going to go. What is Elon Musk going to change about the service? Do you want to continue seeing ads in these platforms? What's your opinion on the e-commerce integrations and future of social commerce? That's super interesting to me, and I'd love to get your thoughts on that. And lastly, I'll say, I think the future is going to be more multi-platform for ads. For like a decade now, we've seen the ad industry being super focused on Google and social media, like so Facebook, Twitter, and now Snapchat and TikTok. And so I think the future is going to be more like a many-to-many system, where every little brand can advertise on connected TV and run TV spots in a super affordable manner, but for a very targeted audience that are interested in their brand values, their mission, their products. And it's going to be easier than ever to advertise towards your really core audience and core customers that you want to attract to your store. And so Ad360 is a first path towards that future. Because on Ad360, we connect to your e-commerce store, and for example on Shopify, you can download the app in just one click. We generate ad banners in multiple shapes, formats, sizes, using your product data from Shopify. So it's all done automatically, generated in a few seconds. There's nothing to do but tapping on one button, and you get your products with the image, title, the price in multiple formats, and these ads automatically run. They start running after just one click. They start running on hundreds of millions of independent websites and mobile apps, where they're going to meet the right people, and it's all optimized and managed automatically. So the app chooses the right environments and context and articles, blogs, news sites to run your ads onto, so that it brings the most people to your store and generates the most sales for you. So I think that's definitely the future, and I think ads are going to be less and less concentrated on like big platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, and more opened up all over the web and open to any brand out there that wants to find their core audience, their public, wherever they are on the web and on mobile. If you'd like to learn more about the app, there is a free trial on Shopify. You can download the app and try for 14 days and see if you like it by yourself. And if you'd like to understand more, if you'd like me to give you free consulting on your website, your marketing strategy, your advertising setup, and do a general audit of your e-commerce site, you can book a call with me. It's completely free and no strings attached. There is a link in the description below if you want to have this call, and I'd be so happy to help you succeed. I wish to talk to you soon. Bye.